What's going on, y'all? It's your boy BigStacks Draft, Pee Wee the Plug, 1/4 through the wire, aka Mr. Know-It-All, #1 Knicks fan in the world, and I'm back. I'm finally out of retirement. We had a lot of stuff going on with the Chicago Bulls, so it inspired me to go out and get that job for them as a general manager and try to bring some championships back to the city. First and foremost, I hope everybody is doing well in this quarantine. I hope everybody's being safe and just happy and finding joy and peace while at home with loved ones or whatever while we get through this. But just to dive right into this, I did a start today mode for the Myleague, so we're right here in the playoffs. I simulated the last 10 games, so I didn't have to waste y'all time of showing y'all that. The typical people won the awards. Giannis won. I think Ja Morant is the Rookie of the Year. Dennis Schroeder is the sixth man. That's neither here nor there because we're worried about the Bulls right now. But as y'all can see, the Pelicans wouldn't snap the 8th seed. Everything in the East looks about the same. I guess Brooklyn, no, they actually stayed where they at. I think they 7th seed. So everything is about the same as it would be in real life. But just a quick look at the Chicago Bulls. Nothing to really show y'all because, like I said, nothing has changed. I went from start today, which was the last game that they played before we had been on lockdown and the NBA had been postponed. So yeah, no roster moves was made. It's all past the trade deadline. That's there. We're going to sim through the playoffs really quickly just so we can get to the good part, which is the offseason, of course, and make some moves. In episode 1, I'm going to break down the roster, my vision for this team, my plans on try to, bring back that championship that we haven't got since the 90s. But as we go, it looks like we might have a battle of LA in the Western Conference Finals. The Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Rockets. That's so ironic. Russell Westbrook still can't get out of the first round, and now he's losing to his former team. And yeah, we have that battle 2-2. Does it go Game 7? No, it does not. Kawhi and Paul George get the best of LeBron. The Sixers are putting up a fight, but Kawhi wins back-to-back championships with 2 different teams. Finals MVP again. And I guess this would answer some of the questions about the 76ers. They finally made it to the finals, so it looks like Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid can coexist. They just lost to what would be the better team. And for all of y'all that's wondering, no, the Brooklyn Nets did not put together a miraculous run with Spencer Dinwiddie and Karis LeVert. What happened is, since the season got canceled or postponed, I'll say, not canceled, 2K made all of the rosters back healthy. So that Nets team is at full strength. They have Kevin Durant, Kyrie, Karis LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie, DeAndre Jordan, Jared Allen. That's a full strength Brooklyn Net team that upsetted the Raptors and the Celtics to get to the Eastern Conference Finals there. And Philly really did their thing, man. Philly swept through the playoffs, to be honest with you. They ran through the Heat, which is impressive. The Bucks got upset in the first round by the Magic, who I guess got Jonathan Isaac back and turned up 4-2. And then the Philadelphia 76ers went right through them 4-1. They swept the full-strength Nets in the Eastern Conference Finals, but couldn't keep that same energy with the Clippers going on out west. We're gonna skip through that and get right into it. Now we're officially in the offseason. Player retirements with Jamal Crawford, Gasol, Korver, and Marcin Gortat. That's all cool. Staff retirements. Bob Wise left the Nuggets, so everybody's leaving the Nuggets. And then league settings, I don't really have. Yeah, they reject everything because they have some crazy rule changes that they try to make. And now here we go, the draft lottery. So we're going to start right here at the draft lottery. This right here will determine a lot of different things for us. They have us projected at 7th again. I feel like the Chicago Bulls a lot of the times always for some reason go 7th for the past couple of years. I think Laurie was 7th, Kobe White was 7th, and if I'm not mistaken, Wendell Carter was 7th. So I'm gonna make it a little suspenseful. I was gonna skip the lottery and just go right to the results. But let's see if it's a way that we can move up. Hopefully we don't move back. I'm fine with 7. And this draft, 7 would be good for me. I would like 7. But anything after that, I mean, I can work with anything. And I will work with anything. But I would like to keep it 7 or higher. And I was already kind of pre-planning what I wanted to do and what steps I wanted to make as far as the draft and what we were looking for. Because they made me pick scouts while I was simulating the last 12 to 13 games. And I was really eyeing guys that weren't in the top 5 range. So like LaMelo. Okay, and we dropped. We're at 9. We're picking 9th. Which is it's a little disappointing. I guess we can skip the rest of this to see. Okay, the Detroit Pistons. I know a lot of Piston fans on my Twitter are saying that they want the number 1 pick and they're hoping that they can get LaMelo. So hopefully the Pistons do take LaMelo, because I think that's the pick for them in real life. If all of this was to happen, number 1, I would go LaMelo goes to the Pistons. The Wizards. The Wizards is interesting because you have Wall and Beal. You have Thomas Bryant, who you have some hope in. You have Rui Hachimura. Maybe James Wiseman could fit there. You definitely don't go Anthony Edwards. We will see. I'm interested to see what they do, and I think the Warriors are going to trade their pick. That was a rumor or some news that came out recently that they might trade their pick. I think that's accurate. But first and foremost, let's deep dive into the roster. I always have to address the roster with y'all. Obviously, we have Zach LaVine, Lauri Markkanen, and Wendell Carter. Those are going to be our core. None of these guys thus far has shown that they are guys that you would build an entire franchise around. There's still potential because Zach LaVine is only 25, and then Lauri is 23, and Wendell is 21. But as of right now, they're together just a core. There isn't one standout guy that you say, I'm building around him, and we're going to make this thing work. We also have some more pieces around them that could fit. Otto Porter, I'm not sure if he has an option in his contract. Yes, he has a player option, so he'll be back next year to get that $28 million. He's kind of a part of the core because he's only 27. And then Kobe White is a part of the core. My plan and vision for Kobe White is to transition him from a point guard to a full-time shooting guard, and he'll be our sixth man coming off the bench. I already said 6 man of the year, giving him pre-awards. But I want to mold him in like that Gilbert Arenas, Lou Williams type thing, where he'll come in, he'll have the ball in his hands at times, depending who he's out there on the floor with. But I want him to have that green light where he can come in and fill it up. Because when I've seen him live myself at both of the games I went to, which is the first game against the Knicks at United Center, which is his first best game, and then I also went to the game against Phoenix where he lit their ass up. So he has that microwave ability, and I want that off the bench with him. Chandler Hutchison is going to be big for us next year because I want to see how good he can get and how much of his potential we can get a hold of. Because if Chandler Hutchison makes any improvement, it would be a lot easier for us to move on from Otto Porter. As much as I like Otto Porter, he's only a 78. He's a 27 years old. He's worth $28 million. I don't know how much I value that when he's only a few ratings above Chandler Hutchison. Chandler Hutchison is really a 76. His arrow is going down because of our team chemistry and our losing. But after a while, if we get on the right track, we'll get him back to a 76. And if he makes a progression from after this offseason, he can be anywhere between a 76 and a 77, which is very, very close to Otto Porter, whose his prime peak is on the way down. He's pushing towards 30. And even in his prime, he was never really an all-star player, just a good complimentary guy. And I like him, but for $28 million, I don't know if that's a move when we have somebody right behind him who's 3 to 4 years younger and about $26 million cheaper. I also have hope for Denzel Valentine. I like his game. Small forward, point forward type guy for me. Outside shooting is going to be a big key factor in how we value him. If he can knock down that three-point shot at a nice rate, he'll be somebody that I look to keep and have a part of that second unit. Daniel Gafford, my vision for him is to play a Taj Gibson type role. I see him being an energizing big off the bench for us, block some shots, get some putbacks, offensive rebound and dunking. His thing for him to grow into and what we want to see him progress to is somebody that can step out and hit that mid-range jumper like Taj Gibson once did. But I feel like our bench will be moving in the right direction with him and Kobe White. And that's what I mean when I say we have a good core. We don't have that one guy that you build around, but it's a lot of pieces to this core that I think if we keep them intact and they grow together and we continue to add pieces, whether it's through the draft with this 9th overall pick or in the offseason getting guys that match what we're doing, then we'll have a good team. And that's how I want to build this team. Obviously, I'm going to continue to say it. We don't have that guy that's just like the superstar we build around, face of the franchise guy. And that's fine with me. I think we can still find a way to win while having a lot of different pieces to this core. Now, a guy like Chris Dunn, I really don't know the future of him because I am eyeing a point guard and a lead guard in the draft with that 9th overall pick. And we do have Satoransky, who I'm a big fan of just because of his versatility. You'll have Kobe White still playing some guard here and there. Denzel Valentine to me is like a point forward guard. So I don't know what Chris Dunn's role is. Same thing with Ryan Arcidiacono. I know he's a fan favorite, a kind of knockoff version of Captain Kirk to some people. But again, at 26 and at his best, he's only a 72. So I don't know how much value he has for us there. And then shout out to Max Struss. A funny story about him. I played against him in high school. He went to Stagg High School, and we played against them in some summer league games. And I was older than him. But then he went to play with my homie who lives next door to me, and we used to talk about him like, man, Max got some game, and he ended up going to DePaul and got a shot with the Bulls. So shout out to him. But the rest of the roster is just question marks. Like Thaddeus Young, I will be trying to get rid of him at the draft. But these are my main guys. I want to build around Zach, Wendell, and Laurie as that core, and then I keep the rest of the pieces intact, like Kobe White, Hutchinson, Gafford, and see how they can grow with us. We don't have that one superstar, but I still feel like we can win. I'm gonna build this team and mold this team as a team. San Antonio Spurs type thing. That old Nuggets team with Iguodala, they won like 56, 57 games, and they didn't have a true superstar, but they had a lot of different guys who did a lot of different things. And the more guys we have like that, the more guys we can just let be stars in their role. So we're going to build this team and allow Zach, even though he's not the proper superstar that you build around, we're going to let him be our go-to guy. We're going to ask Wendell Carter to have a simplified role of being an anchor and being a tremendous rebounder, and sometimes running plays through him from the elbow and allow him to be a star in that role. Laurie Markkinen is going to be the number 2 option, who we're going to need to be aggressive at times and stay engaged. And we're going to let him be a star in that role. And the more guys excel in their roles, the bigger roles they get. But that's how we're moving so far with that roster and my vision for those players. Now, this is the main thing. This is the main part of the episode. I'm getting rid of Jim Boylan. Jim Boylan he's done here. We probably actually clean house. The head scout is good, but I think we can do better. I see a guy right there, Kate Gooden, with A scout and A+ potential, so we're probably going to try to go get him. So we're going to clean house from that department. And then Benjamin Hamilton as our CFO is A, but he's a C potential. We have him for 2 years, $2 million. I think he might can stay. His potential doesn't need to be that high because he's already an A. That's why he doesn't have much potential, because he's already reached the fullest version of it. But head coach is something that I wanted to make this a surprise for episode 2, but I guess I can do it now. My vision and what I wanted to do is I want to go find somebody like these guys, Lucas or Logan Schmidt. Find somebody who's not necessarily a real coach. And I was going to go down. I told myself I was going to do this. And I actually hit up Cushy to even make some art for this. But we are going to go to find one of these guys. Okay, he seems like he has good grades and everything. Cool. Assistant GM. Who do we want our assistant GM to be? Let's look at some of these grades. I'm not liking a lot of these grades, guys. We have to head scout now. Let's go to assistant GM. How do we get to assistant coach? Don't tell me that we have a small pool of assistant GMs. Okay, my bad. I was looking at the wrong thing. I'm not liking the grading that I'm seeing from these assistant GMs. Okay, we starting from the bottom. I'm looking for some guys that got A's and B's. I don't want to see C's. A's and B's, A's and B's, A's and B's, A's and B's. Okay. So now I ask myself this question. Do I do all B's like these two dudes? Or do I take a dude who has 2 A's and C? We'll go here. Because like I said, his potential is a C because he's already reached his full potential. Assistant coach. I'm going to wait for our head coach to be hired. Head scout. Where's Gooden? Where's the Gooden guy that I saw? Where's the Gooden guy that I saw? I know he's not gone yet. Come on, Gooden. Where you at? There he is. He already has 12 offers. We'll spike up that salary a little bit. But yeah, we just clean the house. I want to clean house. That's how you do things. If I was a GM, I would come in and clean house, get all of my guys. My job is on the line, so I want to make sure all of my people are picked, so I don't have anybody. Ooh, I don't see 2 A's, but we'll go here. We'll go here. And I want to get one more just in case he doesn't accept that job. Can we just get a guy that has A training? The potential? Okay, cool. Cool. So then we'll sign the trainer wants to be here. Sign the trainer, sign the head scout. Head coach is tentative. Same with the assistant GM. Assistant GM rejected us. That's fine. Assistant GM, we need a new one now. We need a new one. And these grading, first of all, it's not, I hate when they mix up assistant GM and coaches. But the grading and the grades for some of these assistant GMs, I'm not really liking. Like, he has the A and the B potential, but he has C negotiating. I don't want that. I want somebody who has the best grades. Okay, who has the highest potential as far as assistant GM? But he has D's and everything else. Golly. BCB. Man, y'all, we don't have much of an option. We don't have what I'm looking for, but we'll go BCB. And he has Francisco Garcia's face scan, so that's pretty funny. We'll go and get him though. We'll sign him. And his assistant coach, I want to show y'all who my coach is. And this is why I got a fake coach, because let's find the head first before I show y'all the name. But I went and got a fake coach because I'm going to create a coach that I want to hire, and a guy that I trust, a guy that bleeds red. Well, everybody bleeds red. A guy that sees red. He's blood in, blood out with the Chicago Bulls organization. And I hope they have a face scan that can somewhat be similar to what he looks like in real life. I'm gonna already start expecting that they don't, because these face scans are pretty awful. These are just characters that's in the game, whether it's a referee, whether it's my career guy, the character that they have, and these are some old random players. Like, this to me looks like John Jenkins, who went to Vanderbilt. If y'all remember him, he can shoot. But I don't think they're going to have a face scan for my boy. And anybody that knows me and has watched any of my other previous Myleagues, y'all know how I am. I go out and get guys. I've created Mark. That's Trey Burke. I went out and created Mark Jackson a bunch of times because I've hired him. We're going to remember 119. 119 might be the guy. That's Garrett Temple for sure. Like, they just have random people that they put in here. That's Jason Maxiell. Francisco Garcia. This is Ryan Anderson. They just have the Sean Marks. They have random faces in here. I don't understand that, but yeah, I don't think they're gonna have my guy. They're not really friendly with the African American faces and the variety, I should say. They all kind of look alike. Come on. I don't want to spend too much time on this. We'll just go 119 for now. We'll go 119. That'll be it. I can't make it as realistic as I want with how he looks. But boom, we got us a nice dark skinned guy who'll fit the bill for now. And we're gonna go King of the fourth quarter, man. I'm hiring King of the fourth quarter as my coach. That was the surprise of this whole video. King of the fourth quarter is our coach. It's all of the other stuff don't even matter. King of the fourth quarter is the coach, Kenny Beecham. Welcome to the Chicago Bulls, sir. His assistant coach, let's go out and see who we have to be an assistant coach. Do we have any real life people that can come about? Because the assistant role, I like getting, real, like Ryan Saunders. He's probably looking for a head coaching gig though. He'll probably be offended if we ask him to be a assistant coach. But do we have where is my guy at? Sam Cassell. Is there Sam Cassell out here that we can try to steal from, like, the Clippers? I believe he's with. Head coach. Now we should be an assistant coach right under. I don't think we have any. I went through too many days. Tim Duncan is available. We gonna see if we can. Tim Duncan's offense is a D. What is Kenny's offense? Kenny's offense is A. He's A everything. So we're gonna try to get Tim Duncan. We're gonna try to bring Tim Duncan from the Spurs. I don't know how realistic that is. Maybe Tim Duncan will always be with the Spurs. Maybe not. Maybe Pop retired and he's saying I'm on to something else. We're gonna try to get Tim Duncan, and we can sign him. So we bringing in Tim Duncan. So this is our staff. We got everybody new except the CFO who's doing this thing over there. Jordan Lucas is in the building. That's my assistant GM. We got our head coach Kenny Beecham. He went out and asked me to go get a Hall of Famer, a newly Hall of Fame assistant coach, and Tim Duncan, a guy that knows how to win, a guy that's been through many championship runs, and he's come from the Popovich coaching tree. So we have an elite staff in that sense. And then we went out and we got a nice head scout, somebody that's gonna find us the right talent to put together with the talent that we already have. And then went out and got a trainer, which is key, because the Chicago Bulls team, this young Chicago Bulls team, has already dealt with a string of injuries the last 2 or 3 seasons that's kind of held them back, in my opinion. And we are going to move on from that. Now the next thing to do is to scout. So we're gonna get into scouting and more of the draft aspect the next episode. This episode 1 is about to wind down. That's it. That's the big news for this episode, is hiring Kenny, getting his team all aboard so far as the coaching staff and front office. I'm newly hired. I brought my boy Kenny. Kenny wanted to go out and get Tim Duncan, so we went out and got Tim Duncan. We clean house. Everything is looking fire as of now. And now is the tough part. It's going out and executing the draft. It's going out and executing front office. Not front office, free agency, and hopefully taking some of the players that we have and we're going to move on from, and being able to bring back value for those players. So we're going to see if we can take some guys and trade them and add some value back to our team. This is episode 1, Chicago Bulls, My League. Shout out to Kenny and Tim Duncan. Pee Wee, I'm out.